we think we can render as great a service on television as we have on KVO radio station for the past 30 years.
The new broadcast center is now officially open.
This is an NBC special news report.
Live from KJRH in Tulsa.
Good evening. Welcome to News Center 2. At the top of our early report, the Greenwood area.
And this is a night of waiting, watching, and for many of us, praying.
Tonight, we celebrate a legacy 70 years in the making, a story deeply woven into the fabric of Green Country.
From our earliest days, we've been committed to sharing stories that matter most to you.
This journey has been more than news. It's been a partnership with you, our viewers, our neighbors, and our friends.
Shining a light on Green Country, celebrating resilience, innovation, and the Oklahoma Standard.
Join us as we look back on 7 decades, highlighting the moments that defined us and Green Country itself. The story of Channel 2 starts not on TV, but on radio.
And services. Nope.
Bristow's KFRU signed on in 1925. A year later, the call letters were changed to KVOO, the voice of Oklahoma. Owner E.H. Rollistone had big dreams for his little station, but in 1927, money troubles forced the station to move to Tulsa. Oilman William G. Skelly bought KVOO and built new studios downtown.
Gone are the happy nights, little lady.
In the late 20s and 30s, the listening audience grew with live performances from big names like Gene Autry and Bob Wills.
423 North Main in Tulsa, Oklahoma. KVOO presents Bob Wills and the Texas.
Radio icon Paul Harvey and actor Tony Randall both got their start at the station, which was about to undergo a major change. With more people turning to TV, KVOO owner William Skelly applied for a license. He teamed up with another oilman, Robert Kerr, and in 1954, KVOO TV Channel 2 was born. Regular programming started December 5th, broadcast from the Ekdar building on Denver. The first show at 3 o'clock that afternoon, a 39-minute special dedicated to the new station. There was a film from NBC dedicating the station's launch.
NBC Television.
In 1957, a new home for KVOO TV and radio. The children of KVOO President Harold Stewart broke ground on the custom Art Deco building at 37th and Peoria. Months later, they opened the station during a live broadcast.
They will cut the ribbon, as they have right now, and the new broadcast center is now officially open.
Before long, advancements in technology allowed us to go beyond the studio. We could take our cameras to the news and broadcast it live as it happened.
We here at CNT News made a little news of our own. We aired the first live report ever included in a regularly scheduled newscast in Tulsa by way of our live action cam.
Then, as now, always looking for new ways to work for you.
We had the community and its people in mind. This was our priority. If we could serve our community and its people, we were happy.
In the years that followed, KVOO TV produced several local shows. The University of Tulsa Presents premiered in 1955. The weekly half-hour program was a lab project for TU's television class. In the mid to late 60s, Fantastic Theater treated viewers to classic sci-fi and horror films. Host Joseph Peter Hart greeted the watchers in his authentic German accent every Friday and Saturday night.
Good evening, meine Freunde, and welcome to Fantastic Theater.
The 70s started with a transition that would guide the course of Channel 2 for the next 50 years. Scripps Howard Broadcasting, part of the E.W. Scripps Company, bought the station. E.W. Scripps had started as a newspaper company more than 90 years earlier. The strong commitment to journalism carried over from the page to the screen. With a new owner came new call letters. KTEW, Tulsa, E.W. Scripps.
Center 2 with John McDonald, Jerry Weber, Gary Galvin, and the news team of News Center 2.
A few years later, another change, this time to KJRH, in honor of Jack R. Howard, longtime president of the EW Scripps Company.
KJRH, Jack R. Howard. Together, we're good news for Tulsa.
In the decades that followed, Channel 2 earned its reputation as the station that works for you.
KJRH is a Scripps-Howard broadcasting station,
amplifying the real voice of Oklahoma, yours.
For decades, Swan Lake has been a centerpiece of Tulsa's historic Midtown. And just like this serene spot, Tulsa has evolved while still holding on to the traditions and stories that make it so unique. And with every chapter of this city's transformation, we've been here.
Over the past 70 years, Tulsa has transformed from an oil capital into a city of vision and opportunity. From its beginnings along Route 66 to its ever-evolving skyline, the city has grown and changed alongside its people. And through it all, we've been here with you, capturing the stories that matter most.
Over on the east side of the street, we had the Warren Hotel.
We've witnessed Tulsa embrace its history, revitalize neighborhoods like Greenwood, and become a hub for the arts, culture, and innovation. Landmarks like the Gathering Place, BOK Center, and the Port of Catoosa tell the story of a community building toward a brighter future. From parades downtown to moments of reflection at historic sites, we've been with you every step of the way.
You know, I'm just the I'm the luckiest guy alive.
Whether capturing the milestones or sharing the everyday moments that make this city special,
Oklahoma, you know, is second home.
Tulsa's story is ours too.
It's been the honor of my life to serve you as the mayor.
As we celebrate this milestone, we look back with gratitude for this privilege of telling your stories. And as Green Country continues to grow and thrive, we remain committed to being your partner in all the stories yet to come.
Right here at the center of the universe is a reminder that Tulsa is the heart of so many stories that resonate far and wide. Next, we highlight the stories that define our promise to listen, to advocate, and to bring you the coverage that you deserve. The history of Green Country is written in the biggest headlines and in the everyday stories that define our lives. Here at the center of the universe, we're reminded that our stories echo far beyond where we stand, reflecting a region that's always looking ahead. Here's a look at our promise to deliver on those stories yesterday, today, and tomorrow. For 70 years, 2's Oklahoma has been your partner in shining a light on the moments that shaped Green Country. Through triumphs and tragedies, we've been here, listening, advocating, holding leaders accountable, and championing the Oklahoma spirit.
What happened was a bad thing, an evil thing. But we will find the people who did it, and we will bring them to justice.
April 19th, 1995. The day that forever changed Oklahoma. The bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building shattered lives and shook our nation to its core. We listened to survivors and families, amplifying their voices as they shared stories of heartbreak and resilience. Our commitment to their stories hasn't wavered, and we continue to honor the lessons learned and the strength that defines our community.
When we began this search, there were people who did not understand why we were doing it and would come to me and say, you know, why don't you just let the past be the past?
Accountability has been at the heart of our coverage of the Tulsa Race Massacre. From the centennial commemoration to the ongoing Graves investigation, we've worked to uncover the truth behind one of the darkest chapters in our city's history. Whether it's celebrating survivors like Mother Randall on her 110th day of life, or following the Supreme Court's recent decision to review the massacre's unresolved legal battles, we're committed to ensuring this history is never forgotten.
What you're about to see
has never been recorded by television cameras.
Our role has also been to champion the unique stories of Oklahoma's rich culture and history. In the 1980s, our very own Sam Jones was granted unprecedented access to document the sacred traditions of the Nighthawk Kituwa elders. This wasn't just a story. It was a trust built on respect and understanding. The stomp dance, wampum belts, and pipe ceremony were shared not with the Smithsonian, but with a Tulsa newsman from KJRH. Decades later, that documentary stands as a testament to the depth and diversity of our state's heritage.
I don't want to hear, I didn't know, and it's not my fault, and it's not my responsibility. How many kids have to get hurt for you to care?
And when institutions fail, we advocate for those who need it most. Our recent in-depth investigations into the Family Center for Juvenile Justice revealed troubling allegations of abuse and neglect. Anchor Aaron Christie has tirelessly followed this story, ensuring that families' concerns are heard and holding those in power accountable for systemic change. Through the years, our commitment has remained clear: listening to your concerns, advocating for solutions, championing our shared victories, and demanding accountability where it's needed. These aren't just stories, they're reflections of who we are as a community. Together, we've weathered storms, celebrated milestones, and faced hard truths. And as we look ahead to the future, one thing is certain: 2 News Oklahoma will continue to stand with you, shining a light on the stories that matter most.
For 70 years, our connection to Green Country has been rooted in the skies above us. We've stood by you through flooding, record-setting snowstorms, and the fiercest tornado outbreaks, ensuring you were always prepared. The tools have changed, but our mission remains the same: to protect, inform, and connect you to the stories that matter. So join us as we look back at the weather moments that brought us together and the legacy that continues to shape our future.
The videotape you're about to view is one of nature's most destructive forces.
From the most violent tornadoes to record-breaking winter storms, Oklahoma skies have delivered moments that tested our resilience and defined our communities. For decades, 2 News Oklahoma has been your partner, bringing you stories of survival, recovery, and hope during these historic times. April 26, 1991, a day that changed the central and southern plains. Over 50 tornadoes tore through Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, and beyond, including 3 violent F4 tornadoes right here in Oklahoma. Skytook, Ulaga, and the unforgettable Red Rock tornadoes left a trail of destruction, but also stories of strength. Communities rebuilt, and through every storm, we stood by you, bringing you critical updates and telling your stories. May 3rd, 1999, the Moore tornado outbreak. It was a nightmare realized. 74 tornadoes in less than 21 hours. The F5 monster tore through communities, leveling neighborhoods and leaving behind nearly $1.5 billion in damage. But what followed was the Oklahoma Standard in action. Neighbors helping neighbors, families rebuilding, and the stories of resilience we were honored to share. On May 20th, 2013, Moore was hit again, and the scars ran deep. The EF5 tornado claimed 24 lives, including children at Plaza Towers Elementary. It was a tragedy that shook us all. But even in the devastation, there was hope. We told the stories of teachers who shielded their students and first responders who worked tirelessly. We were there, ensuring the voices of survivors were heard and their strength remembered. And then there was February 2011, the month that Jack Frost came to Oklahoma with a vengeance. Record-breaking snowfalls, including Tulsa's all-time snow event of 14 inches, and bone-chilling cold shattered records. Communities dug out from under feet of snow and endured extreme temperatures. Through it all, we were there, guiding you with the critical information you needed to stay safe. These storms have shaped our history, but they've also shown what makes Green Country special: the resilience, the compassion, and the strength of our communities. For over 70 years, 2 News Oklahoma has been by your side through every storm.
70 years of stories and 70 years of community, and we're just getting started. Stay with us as we champion the trailblazers and personalities who shape our newsroom and Green Country itself. This is a historic Greenwood district, a place that reminds us how much the stories we cover are tied to the communities we serve. And over the last 70 years, we've stood here to share the challenges, resilience, and triumphs of green country, from historic milestones to everyday moments that shape our future. Our coverage has always been about connection. And while we look back at our legacy, we also champion the people who built it. Our newsroom has been shaped by individuals who broke barriers. And tonight, we honor the groundbreaking women who helped define that legacy.
It's a beacon in the community, a tower cascading a ray of blue, signifying the true meaning of journalism, a voice for all. 2's Oklahoma stands among the heart of Brookside, but it's the people inside this brick facade that truly make it special.
Channel 2 is a family, and I mean that from the heart. From the managers to my producers to the reporters that I work with, the directors, we're a team because of the unique challenges of the work that bring us together.
And perhaps the heart of that family is this woman, a fixture in Tulsa television, paving the way for journalists alike to one day do the same. Karen Larson, raised in California, but her true home has always been here.
My grandfather, when he heard I took a job in Tulsa, he told me, he says, "You know you're going home." And I was like, "What do you mean we're going home?" He goes, "Well, we're from Oklahoma."
As fate would have it, Karen's great-great-grandmother came to Oklahoma in the second land run, in turn giving green country, all these years later, a legacy journalist.
Good evening, and thank you for staying up with us. I'm Karen Larson.
For the last almost 30 years, Karen shattered the glass ceiling, proving female journalists not only deserved a seat at the table, but at the head.
For so many years, our viewers have been loyal to Karen Larson. What do you want them to know?
That I've lived my dream. I have lived my dream.
From the morning anchor at 2 News in her beginning years to evening anchor, as her career comes to a close with retirement, Karen has served the community through thick and thin. The highs and the lows, working tireless mornings and nights to keep our viewers safe and informed, showcasing what it means to be a true Oklahoman. And at her side, another powerhouse figure is Ann Brune.
I have always said if I begin and end my career at Channel 2, this is going to be amazing.
Almost 38 years ago, Ann walked into Channel 2, hired as the editor, piecing together tape decks to get the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock shows on the air. Little did she know, her hard work and dedication to this team would land her a spot in Master Control, igniting a fire that would soon steer her into history.
Engineers come in and they would, flip a couple of buttons and we'd be back on the air. And I started really thinking about that, and I kind of wanted to be the person that came in and, flipped a couple of buttons and got us back on the air.
For the last 2 decades, Ann has been that person, keeping our newscast alive with the sole intention of getting the product to you, the viewer, for the greater good. That service earning her the distinguished honor of the first female director of engineering in company history.
You're a fixture at this station. Tell me about the legacy you hope to leave here.
I've appreciated my time so much here and enjoyed the job. And there are people here, TV gets in your blood, and we just have so much fun doing television, and the big moments, the election nights, and all of the big, breaking news and all that. It's a lot of fun. And I would say always just make sure that you're having fun. Make sure that, you're doing the job right and feel like you're putting in a really good effort.
These women, true testaments of what 2 News Oklahoma stands for. Women who have conquered hurdles while always staying true. That beacon of a tower on Brookside, not just a landmark of the Channel 2 studios, but a reminder to all of those who keep it shining all these years. Karen and Ann.
Standing here at Tulsa's iconic Golden Driller, a symbol of our industrial spirit. It's a reminder of how when we work together, we can build something great. As we celebrate 70 years, we champion the faces and names that have made this newsroom what it is today. Stay with us. As the Golden Driller watches over our city, we reflect on the many who have watched over our stories. From reporters in the field to producers behind the scenes, their dedication and passion have been the heartbeat of the newsroom for 70 years. These faces, some familiar, some behind the lens, have made this journey possible. Here's to them and to you for being part of our story. And here's to the next chapter together.